Good morning, traders. So starting off this week on EUR/USD, we have that minor break, which means we could start looking for retracement trades down into 50%, or at least I see this first demand zone that stands out in this count. We do have this zone down here lower. Obviously there are some stuff in between, but I like this zone overall because you kind of have the liquidity right here. You can also see this as liquidity. So just wait for price to come down into these levels. We obviously have some nice supply over here. These two probably just look more like liquidity, and we don't have supply up higher. So since there's only one supply zone in this case, what I would say is potentially see how this holds. See if price can come up in here. It might liquidate, and I would prefer to actually enter after it liquidates the high and creates a fresh supply over here. It will be more high probability to actually take this entry right here on the retest of the fresh supply zone. But ultimately we'll see how price reacts here on the lower time frames. But that's EU. Over on GU as well, we also have we're still forming the minor break, hasn't broken just yet. It looks like similar kind of setup where you have supply over here. However, this time, it seems like we are forming the liquidity under it, which makes it more likely that this zone will hold. And then in terms of targets, we obviously have this demand and this kind of area down here as well, with liquidity just above it with this candle. So yeah, overall it's lining up. EU and GU. Let's take a look at DXY. So again, last week we were waiting for this minor break, so it hasn't happened just yet, but once we get this in line with our minor break on EUR/USD, does look like we could start pushing up higher. Of course, first we need to pull back into this demand. So we want to see the strong close above and then pull into demand and then push up higher, and then this would be the first place to keep an eye on to see if price will react from that or break past it. And then you have this supply and obviously more and more supply. So we just see how price reacts to those areas. But overall we're actually bearish, or at least I'm bearish on DXY, so this will be the first main place that I will look at and see how price reacts, which means on EUR/USD, this is probably our safest demand to be targeting if we do manage to get into shorts. In terms of high impact news today, don't have much. Something at 3 p.m, which is quite late in the day, so shouldn't have much effect on our trading today. But yeah, overall it's looking like it's going to be an interesting week. Definitely an opportunity could be possible. So yeah, let's see what happens. Thanks, guys.